Weather Ball has been buffed this season, and today we're going to take a look at how many ball moves you can put on all of your Pokemon together, and I was able to build a team with 5 balls in it. So today we're going to take a look at 4 times Weather Ball and 1 time Energy Ball. Here you see all of the Pokemon with a Weather Ball available, and of course I want to have Weather Ball on all of our Pokemon because it's such a good move. And I decided to go for Ninetales. Shadow Ninetales in the lead. We have the Castform with both balls as a Say-Stop, as well as the Abomasnow with 2 balls in the back. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting episode today. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to leave a like, would appreciate it. Anyway, we actually have a solid team here, the most I wouldn't really expect it. The thing is, by the way, as well, you don't need to run double Weather Ball on the Castform. My initial idea was actually to run all Weather Balls in one team, which is sadly, because the Castform is the only Weather Ball user that has 2 different Weather Balls, impossible to do, as there are 5 different Weather Balls, and you're always going to miss one. So here in this case, we are missing out on Weather Ball Water. We have Rock, we have Fire, we have Ice, we don't have Water. Which is kind of funny, because Weather Ball Water would be generally considered as most the best Weather Ball, but here, balls to the walls, we're going to be able to go for the next Weather Ball against the opponent's Corsola. This video is going to get striked. But yeah, we're just going to try to showcase on how great a Weather Ball is now in the GO Battle League, as we will be able to go for a Weather Ball here against the opponent, and the balls were too much for him. We will be able to go for the full farm down here with Castform, as the Power Gem is not enough to knock out our Castform there. They have another Weather Ball going through against the opponent's Scissor, as we can now, of course, bring on our Ninetales and win the first battle with those nice Pokemon with ball moves. Okay, let's throw some more balls at the opponent. We're going to have another Weather Ball coming through against the opponent Talonflame. This is going to be a very tough matchup, generally, Talonflame. But funnily enough, Ninetales, especially with the Ember buff this season as well, is a really solid here. I really just do enjoy this kind of matchup. I think it's a great matchup for us. There's what we're going to see here. We're going to be able to just shield up the move. We can shield up even this move. But we're going to be able to outspeed them. And in a 2-shot scenario, I think we need a guarantee win this one, which is kind of funny. Because now the Weather Ball is coming through. This is going to be enough to get the KO against the opponent if they would let this go, which they do. And now they swap out into the Morpeko. I can go for more Weather Balls. I don't think they want to really take one here. As I will be able to get the shield from the opponent, I can even reach yet another Weather Ball here against the opponent. And with that, they are going to be low. They're not going to go down, but they're very, very low. And I will take advantage of this, as now I can take the hit here. It's going to be the Psychic Fangs very likely, which takes the least amount of energy. As we have here now the Weather Ball soon coming through, hopefully from the Abomasnow. They deny a fast move of mine, which is not ideal, which is no skill or anything like this. It's just, I don't know, just random stuff from the game. But Chestnut is coming in here. This is not ideal. I don't really want to see Chestnut here at all. I think Chestnut is going to be a tough Pokemon for us to deal with. But they can force to go straight for the charge move. And this will allow us now to go back into our Castform. And we're hopefully going to be able to outspeed them. We are able to outspeed them. We get super, super fast to the Weather Ball, which is such a strong move, especially the the normal type one is going to have Stab on it as well, which makes it even a stronger move. The reason why you want to have, though, the Rock type Weather Ball is because if you encounter something like an Altaria, at least you have super effective coverage still on your Say-Stop and not only on your Pokemon in the back. Castform itself, by the way, is quite bulky, which you see here as well. We can easily take a hit. We are not going to be able to hit, though, the opponent's Empoleon here, which is kind of unfortunate. If we would run the Energy Ball, then we would be still in the theme and we still would be able to hit them. But like this, our Weather Balls are all going to be resisted here from the opponent. To be fair, Castform is such an interesting Pokemon, though. I feel like it's a Pokemon that is, of course, with all the different kind of forms to it as well, quite underrated. I think that all the Castforms actually have some potential in the current meta. But yeah, maybe I'm going to be able to showcase them here as well. Would be kind of cool eventually. But I do think that, especially like here, this normal Castform is actually one of my favorite Castforms. Apparently, the Fire one is the best one, the Snow is the worst one here, and the Water is like somewhere in the middle. But this one has also access to a Hurricane as a coverage move, which should be also an interesting one, to be fair. Like, that is also a very, very interesting coverage move to have, especially in the meta, especially as a normal type Pokemon. Having flying type coverage is quite cool because you would be able to one-shot those flying type Pokemon, which usually would be a bit of an issue. So it might be even some interesting thing there as well. But here, as we will see, the opponent is going to be able to knock us out still, and we can move on to the next one, where we're going to encounter Amalgam. Amalga's going to be interesting. Amalga's going to be able to win the Team Pitta here, which I didn't really... Actually, okay, I didn't go for the Team Pitta. I know it will win the Team Pitta eventually somewhere here. There it is. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, I know that I'm going to be able to still take a hit here, of course, but it's not going to be ideal. We're going to be able to go for a nice Weather Ball against them. And we're going to try our best to go for yet another Weather Ball against them here as well. This is going to allow us to get some more damage onto them. This is going to get the KO. And let's see what's coming in next. It's going to be the Stun Fist, which we can go for the charge move here. This is going to be a Scorching Sands. It's going to get shielded from the opponent. We can even reach another one. And all the energy is going to go to waste, because what we will have, we are going to have here our Bomber Snow against the opponent, and this is going to be a full hard counter, but also we're going to have now our Castform against the opponent's Corviknight, and this is fantastic because, as we will see, we are going to be able to just, align ourselves perfectly. That's exactly what I kind of want to do. Align myself here with my own Castform against the opponent's Corviknight, because I know how much potential there is still with our Bomber Snow, and I can take the hit here. I don't really care too much about that. I will take the hit. I will be able to just go for another charge move here. This is going to allow us to get a lot of damage onto them. And like this, we can go for a Weather Ball and we would be able to knock them out. Let's see on how this is going to go. This is going to get the shield from the opponent. I would still be able to take a hit here as well if I wanted to, but I decided to use a shield here. Let's see on how things are going to be. We are going to have the Stun Fist here. We can just farm them down and we win this battle immediately now, because there's nothing the opponent can do here anymore. There's absolutely nothing. As we will see here, we are going to be able to go up to the Weather Ball. They just forfeit. So let's take a look here at the next opponent. There is going to be a Pokemon League that I don't really see that often. It's going to be Pidgeot, and I'm going to be forced to kind of go for the Weather Balls here against them. But the thing is as well that basically you would have the option, and it's the normal one, that basically the Ninetales is running Overheat, which would knock them out straight away. And so they're kind of more inclined maybe to even use some shields here. We see a shield coming up there as well. And I will be able to catch the move onto my Castform. It's going to be not as much damage here because we are going to have a quite bulky Castform. It's, by the way, a slightly XL Castform as well. We're going to see the swap out here into the Ferrothorn, which is quite awkward because here Ferrothorn is going to be a Pokemon that is going to hardwall our charge moveset on this thing here. Like, we want to be able to still go for our Weather Ball spam, but the Weather Ball spam is not going to allow us to really do that much here. And it's kind of cool because this team is super fast as well with the Weather Balls. Like, you get to them super fast with all of the 3 Pokemon here. And we're gonna see the charge move coming in. This Weather Ball would knock them out straight away, but they decide to actually use a shield, which is interesting. And I decide to let this move go, because I have still my Bomber Snow. And I'd rather keep the shield for the Bomber Snow, but also, yeah, they are going to be able to still reach the move in time. It is going to be the Power Whip, and I'm fairly certain it should be kind of energy dry, so I can overfarm by a lot. I have no Weather Ball stored here. And this will be enough to knock them out. First, we have energy for the next matchup. It's going to be the Credilli, and I can go up to 2 Weather Balls, and I will be able to win this battle. There's nothing the opponent can do at this point anymore, because what we see here is, since a Weather Ball got buffed, it's going to be enough to 2-shot a Credilli here, even though we are non-Shadow. I do like currently the non-Shadow Bomber Snow a lot in the Open Great League. I think it's a fantastic Pokemon, and we can move on to the next one, where Torterra is going to wait for us. It's going to be an alright lead. It's not going to be the worst lead ever, because we're still going to do super effective damage against them. Like, it's not that we are getting hardwalled here by anything, but it's kind of like where both Pokemon are good against each other, and I would like to go for another shield in order to just try to get either more damage in or get the final shield from the opponent. Because I have a good answer in the back still with the Bomber Snow, I would rather get the shield, and I do get the shield. And this will allow me now to go for the full farm run here, getting a ton of energy against them as they decide to go ahead and go for their Frenzy Plant. They actually did way more damage than I expected, and as we see here, there is going to be the Drapion coming in next, which we have to deal with our Castform. And Castform is not going to enjoy this, as our Faust move is going to be resisted. We have to rely on our Weather Ball, which of course does some solid neutral damage here, and we're gonna try our best to go for yet another Weather Ball against them, but they're gonna reach their move in time. The Orco Tail comes through, and I should have shielded this move in hindsight. This was not the ideal way of playing this matchup, because what we see here next is that if I would have shielded, I would have been able to knock out the Drapion, still had my other Pokemon left, and I would have had maybe some chance still against the Carbine, but this team generally was just very tough, to be fair. as Araquanid is going to go up against us next. This Pokemon is quite bulky, but this Pokemon also still takes neutral damage, at least from Fire-type Pokemon, while it does resisted fast move damage. The issue here is the charge move damage is going to add up. The charge move damage is going to really hurt us, and we will see it here. We're going to use a shield against the opponent, and it's going to be just the Bubble Beam, but we have to shield because otherwise they are threatening us just way too much. And as we see here as well, we're going to be able to go for another Weather Ball. We get the shield from the opponent, but I rather decide to swap out here into my Castform to take the hit. Is it Bubble Beam or is it going to be the Water Pulse? It's going to be the Water Pulse, and luckily we have quite a bulky Pokemon here in the Castform. And they're swapping out into their own Hippowdon, which would take super effective damage from our Energy Ball if we would have had it, but we have the Weather Ball, and honestly, Weather Ball is going to two-shot them, which is madness. It's a 35 energy move. It's not like the strongest move ever. We don't have a lot of fast move pressure, but honestly, Castform is kinda crazy good right now. I don't really know why, but I'm going to be able to force the opponent to go for another charge move, and I'm alright with that. I'm alright with not knocking them out here. That's actually totally okay for me, because what I have here is the option to go for the full farm down with my Abomasnow, and with that I will be able to use it hopefully later on, and I will use it later on, because we see here already the Stunfisk in the back, and so I win this. I win this under certain conditions. I either win this if I can farm them down here now with the Abomasnow to get up to an Energy Ball against the opponent's Araquanid, or if they forfeit, I guess that works out as well. So, second to last battle we are going to have here Feraligatr against us. This is going to be an interesting battle, as we're going to have now the Weather Ball spam against the opponent's Primeape, but I'm a bit worried. Are they going to go for the close combat straight away? They decide to go for the Rage Fist bait. If I let the move go through, this game would have been a complete different one already, because they would have not had that advantage, but I have the Weather Ball spam, and they just spam a bit faster than I do. But that being said, I'm still gonna get them kinda low, and I'm still even gonna get another charge move off against them, and that is really cool. As now the opponent is gonna be shieldless, and with shields down, maybe our Ninetales can go to town, or our Abomasnow. They're gonna go for the bait again, which makes sense. They have a ton of energy still on their Primeape though, which means I am going to be forced to use a shield here as well. I get denied a fast move again. This could be crucial for later on, we have to see. Close comment comes through, we're going to be able to go for the farm down there, and in comes that Feraligatr. We have a great answer with the Abomasnow, but the issue is they still have Ace Beam here in order to do a lot of damage, and we don't know what they have in the back, and it's going to be that Credilli, which we are going to be able to knock out with 2 Weather Balls most likely, but the issue is our Abomasnow is just getting too low. And I had to overfarm by a tiny bit in order to have a chance of still getting to a move against that Feraligatr, because of course Feraligatr is a super fast charging Pokemon, and here we're gonna see sadly that we're not going to be able to win this battle, as this charge move, the Hydro Cannon, is coming through. It's going to knock us out, and we can move on to the next opponent, where we will face the Incineroar. Incineroar is going to be interesting. It's going to be here something where we are going to be able to go for the Scorching Sands, and we're going to try our best to go for the full farm down here. This is doing so much damage against them, which is great, and as we will see, we can go for the full farm and get a ton of energy. In comes the Azumarill. I have 2 solid answers here. I have my Castform. My Castform is going to be able to just go ahead and go for so much damage here, and that is totally fine. As we will see, we are going to be able to just let the move go. And yeah, if you had Energy Ball, of course you would do even more, but the Weather Ball itself is such a hard-hitting move. I feel like it is better to have my moveset than actually the Energy Ball, just because that Weather Ball itself is so safe, and you need Rock-type coverage in order to deal with a lot of the other Pokemon. So yeah, this is going to be interesting, as we now see here the Poliwrath coming through. We have the Abomasnow coming in, and the Fortress is now going to go up against our Ninetales. But Ninetales has a problem. Ninetales is already quite low, and Ninetales is going to go up against a Fortress with 2 shields. And sadly, this is not going to work out. And this is kind of the time where I should kind of reflect towards the team. I had a ton of fun with this team. I went positive with this team as far as I know, and I had just so much fun playing this team, it was ridiculous. It is super spammy, kind of similar towards like what we had as well with the last team already with Greninja. It's insanely spammy, but the best thing about this team is honestly just that you have so many funny Pokemon that you don't see all the time, and people getting confused, and Ninetales is super fast at charging, and then you're going to have the Say-Up of the Castform, which is like super versatile. It was a lot of fun. If the video was fun for you as well, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you then. Bye bye.